Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to your consolation finals for the Premier League Masters. Mousesports up against Navi. This is a best out of three. MTW just won the winner bracket finals, so they are guaranteed a top 2 placing. And for Mousesports, well, Lumi, I should introduce myself. I am LD. Joining me is Luminous. And Lumi, I gotta say, Mousesports really struggled against Tinker last game, and that is something where you personally were casting Dendi out of his mind on Tinker. So I feel if that hero is not banned, it could cause some problems for Mouse. But we'll have to see if he actually gets one. He's normally not a hero that is banned.
Yeah, and I don't think Tinker is usually handled by Dendi. I think Light of or Host perhaps plays that hero more. It was just worked out yesterday that Dendi was on the hero, and it was amazingly Tinker play, and you should go check out the VOD somewhere. But just a quick reminder for everybody: how does the tournament structure exactly work? Does the team win here go on and play more, or they're absolutely done because this is a loser bracket?
No, this is the, well, call it the consolation finals, the loser bracket finals, however you want to term it. The loser of this match is done. They're going to finish third. But the winner, not of this match, or not of this game, but of the whole series, the best out of 3, they move on to the grand finals, which happens directly after this series today. I believe that one is scheduled for 19 CEST, but we'll give you those details later on. So whoever wins this, they'll face MTW coming out of the loser bracket, so they will have a 1-game deficit. It will be a best out of 5. MTW will need to win 2. Whoever their opponents are, be it Navi or Mouse, will need to win 3. But for now, we will be focusing on this particular series. And Naga is available. It's a hero that's been getting banned a lot, Lumi, especially in the Asian scene, but now Sports gets their hands on it. What is Navi going to get in return?
I don't know. Maybe a Prophet. No, Prophet's gone. Maybe a Leshrac. But in any case, I'm always interested to see more Naga Siren play because every team have their own opinion about the hero. They build it differently. We've seen roaming Nagas. We've seen carry Nagas. We've seen support, semi-carry, anything along that spectrum. And Naga Siren seems to be a very versatile hero in that nature. It starts out with claiming a little bit more farm, but afterwards she delivers up by doing whatever she's supposed to do. So I'm interested to see what's Mousesports' take on it. But yeah, back to Navi. Chen is in the pool, Leshrac's in the pool, Silver's in the pool, but they're going to go with the Venomancer instead.
It's going to be a Venomancer. Interesting first pick here. Now for Mouse, if they want to combo up the Naga with something really strong that they like to run, Enigma would be the first hero I'd look towards. We saw Mouse run it last game. It didn't work out. Bamboe played that, Enigma, and frankly, he just never had an opening. Navi just got too far, or excuse me, not Navi, MTW just got too far ahead with the towers, the gold, the items, and Bamboe just never could find that area to walk in and set things up. He only had a Kunkka there as sort of the other team fight specialist, but with the Naga, I mean, we've seen some amazing wombo combos. And Enigma, of course, gives you other things as well. For the moment, Navi really taking their time, and this first pick, Venomancer, I gotta say, it's pretty curious. It's not normally something we see.
Yeah, it's not something that's good directly against the Naga. I mean, you know, slow is always nice, but it doesn't do much aside from just a slow. I mean, I don't understand the pick too much. Hopefully we'll get answer a little bit more as we get deeper in the draft. But we're talking about the offensive capability of Naga Siren. One cannot forget about the annoying defensive capability as well. You get ganked by 3, you press that ultimate and TP out, and there's really nothing that the enemy team could do about it. So, offensively or defensively, Mouse could have that a lot on their sleeve. And you're right, it's going to be Enigma. So that black hole is available, although, of course, most teams favor Enigma because of the Sun as well as the pushing ability. But in this game, the black hole is going to be huge.
Here's the one thing I'm really keeping my eyes on as, Puppey gets his Chen, and he gets it with a 6th pick. Slipped through the ban, slipped through the first 5. Puppey will happily take that here. A lot of push power for Navi off the bat, but the one thing I'm curious about, will Sing Sing get that solo mid? When we've seen him on support Rubik, generally, it just doesn't seem to go that well. I don't know if it's Sing Sing's mindset, if it's just the way the games have worked out. However you want to describe it, I feel his Rubik is just infinitely better with that solo. So far, they have room for it. They have either the jungler or they have the off-lane Enigma. Maybe they'll pick another jungler up, but you know, they ran a support Rubik in game 1 of the last series. That's why I bring it up, and it didn't work well.
I see. I did not see that game, but generally when I see Sing Sing play Rubik, he's always the hard carry, going things like 4-staff blink, sometimes supplementing with Yule Scepter. We've seen it in the World Tour against IG, and that's exactly the way that he played it, and I don't expect anything too different. Now the question is he going to steal anything good? All these spells so far are fairly decent. Test of Faith is kind of the weak one, Plague Words are kind of the weak one, but one thing I've noticed about Sing Sing's play is when he always waits at the perfect moment to steal the best spell. This is a Queen of Pain, We might not even see Sing Sing playing it, so it might be sexybamboe, who is usually very, very good on that long lane Queen of Pain. As well as good on that long lane Enigma, but I'm sure Come With Me is going to be handling that one, so
they have
we
their
see
options.
a lot of star players. Yes, we have the options, and these star players are always so good on these signature heroes, so it's looking very good for mousesports, at least getting the heroes that they want to get. And they have enough, stuns, they have ensnares. They're looking pretty good as a lineup.
I wonder what will Navi go towards here. I mean, they've got the full supporting cast. Even if you want to run Venomancer or Leshrac as a farmer, one of them will be. There's still already that Chen, so they definitely have the supports, those assisting heroes locked down and set up, and it's Brewmaster. So it's a hero Navi don't run all that often, but a great team fight hero, can be very annoying to deal with as Enigma. And Lumi, you are the mechanics master, so I throw this one your way. Do you know how does that Naga Siren ult interact with Brewmaster as well as the net? Can you net that bait that the Earth Panda? Does the ult go through, or is this a bit of a counter?
You could definitely net the Earth Panda, and I believe the Earth Panda acts just as what this BKB does. It's magical immunity. So you could net him, you could sleep, and only the Earth Panda would be moving, so you could definitely focus him down. Although focusing down the Earth Panda doesn't mean much because the other two are still alive. But yeah, that is a way to deal with them. More importantly, it's an ensnare though. You could ensnare the Fire Panda or the Earth Panda, and suddenly, well, the Panda Ultimate isn't as scary. Earthshaker is going to be the last pick up here. To be honest, I love mousesports lineup a lot more, but this is Puppey's Chen. I mean, we're going to see a lot of towers dropping very quickly. Mousesport might even try to take fights under the tower, but Navi known for winning fights under the enemy tower, so sometimes is it safe to take fights under a tower? I'm not sure. At least not against Navi and Templar Assassin. This is why they secured Venomancer first pick. We were completely baffled, but picking up Templar Assassin, that means it's not going to be a counter used against you.
You know, I was gonna say maybe they're trying to discourage Mousesports from picking that Templar up for sexybamboe, but makes even more sense this way. And now look at Navi. I mean, they don't have too much lockdown to deal with heroes like Queen of... I mean, certainly nothing like Mousesports, who have so much, but they have great burst damage here with the Templar, the Edict coming out from Leshrac. I mean, Navi can get early kills. This is a kind of a snowball lineup, right? They're not going to win. I don't think they're going to win, most likely, unless they get a good start, unless they get that momentum going. But if they get that start, this is a terrifying group. How are they going to land this one? We'll have to see. It's Dendi on the Leshrac, so it looks to be a farmer. Light of Heaven playing the Panda, heading down towards bottom. Puppey, well, you talked about it last time. He loves the early reign of Basilius for that quick pushing power. I hope he's handling the Chen. Of course, ars-art going to be on that support Venomancer. And finally, Hivos going to be playing the Templar.
Well, you talked about the support Sing Sing build, and he has Observer Ward, so it seems like he's going to be playing support for another time. Come With Me on the carry. Come With Me generally play on the 5 support, the hard support.
Yeah, he's been
so
doing that.
Yeah, they are switching things up. All right, sexybamboe is going to be going up mid instead, which is a role that he's very, very familiar with. Way back in the days where he played Dota 1 and DC Com, as well as many other teams that he played for. A great solo mid player. 1437 is going to be playing the support role as usual on Earthshaker. And now we have Calculus going up top with the solo Enigma. I'm not too sure whether I like them switching roles up, but it seems like they're trying a little bit things out. Puppey's going to run into a couple heroes. Fissure's going to trap too, but they don't really have... Well, it's not even a trap, but yeah, they don't really have a good follow-up thing to go into.
This is curious, Lumi. Is Templar really going to be bottom? She's not rushing a bottle, which is normally the giveaway. They're going solo mid. I guess they're going to run a tri-lane Templar.
Yeah.
Now, here's the thing about Templar Assassin, right? And obviously, you know this, but for the viewers, she needs a lot of levels. You really need to get Refraction maxed out, Meld ideally as well. Sideblade's less important, but still something you would like to max. And of course, the traps. You at least want 1 point in them, ideally 2. Not only for the number of traps, but also for the cooldown. If you run the Templar as a tri-lane hero, if that's how they opt to play it, well, she's probably not going to get as many levels, especially in the offensive tri-lane. So to me, they're going to be very reliant on the kills in the early tower. If this is how they choose to go, now it's not 100% certain, but with Dendi mid and having a little...
No, that's exactly how they choose to go. No, they're going for kills. I don't think so. I mean, this is Puppey Dota. This is how they choose to go. This is what are they going to do. And look at... I have a plane going by, so I apologize about that. But look at Puppey's item build. Ring of Basilius to start, I've been saying many times in the past. This is one of the few times that you see Enchantress Enigma Furion starts out with the Ring of Basilius completely purchased. He's looking for that early game push after a gank. And this killing tri-lane is not too bad. Puppey coming in with the creep, Venomancer, Gale hits, and whatever build that Alex here, Alexia, I'm guessing that's Havos.
It is.
Right. Whatever build that Havos is going for, he might even put a little bit more points into meld compared to usual, considering that you have enough lockdown to actually get that meld going.
Now,
Refraction most likely is going to be the de facto max choice, but they have so much killing power. It's not too bad.
Yeah, but, and this is a big but, I completely agree. Navi has great killing power, but look at Mouz. This tri-lane is terrifying to dive. Fissure, the net, and eventually the Riptide with the minus armor can be very potent, and on top of that, telekinesis, as well as the Fade Bolt, can be a great way to punish these dives and reduce your damage too. So, I mean, if you're going to run a defensive tri-lane, I feel like this is about as good as it gets for lockdown, for punishing over aggression. And we'll just have to see. I think it's going to come down to execution and positioning. But one factor that will make a big difference, this pole camp is warded right off the bat. And whenever you run a tri-lane, you really want to be able to get those pulls going. Whereas for Navi, they can run the two supports off in the jungle, get ahead in the levels, and then maybe look for the dive. They don't have to stay bottom. I mean, Templar's not going to have a good time by herself, but she can probably survive here.
I'm really, really happy that you brought it up, because on the heads-up engagement, you're absolutely correct. Shaker, telekinesis, and even ensnare are great defensive mechanisms, and it's going to be difficult to dive. But here's the thing, that's only true for a heads-up engagement. Mouz has very little options. Should the lane not do too well, like, Naga's going to get his farm, that's definitely true, but what is the other two supports going to do? They're going to fall a little bit behind in terms of EXP, but right now Navi has the option, ironically, as running as the offensive tri-lane. Generally, you see the roles a little bit swapped. The defensive tri-lane has a little bit more option because they have a jungle to go into.
Right.
Here in this case, Puppey has that option. He goes in the jungle. He has already warded off the enemy jungle's pole camp, so he could, jungle farm or whatever. And if the dive looks a little bit difficult, they don't have to do it. Templar and Venom might be a little bit trouble, but for the most part, they're going to be earning more EXP and perhaps even more gold, because, again, Puppey's farming it up.
And here's the other thing. They don't have sentry wards, nor do they have anybody who's saved for them. 1437 spent all his gold, early smoke, 3 clarities, come with me, no money. And of course, Sanctin, I just showed it, doesn't have any either. So even if they want to deward this, it's going to take them a while to do it. Maybe this is a situation where you would even have that carry by the early sentry wards just to help get the pulls going. But it's dangerous to pull against the Chen. I mean, this is all assuming Puppey stays here. Like we've been saying, he doesn't have to, but if he does, pulling against Chen and Venomancer, I mean, you might just set yourself up for a tower dive for an early first blood going the other way. Well, we've talked that lane to death, I would say, so let's look towards top. Calculus up against Light of Heaven. I would expect Enigma to have the edge here. Although, Panda, especially if he gets the early bottle or maybe a soul ring, lots of regen on him. He can still get some farm and, more importantly, the levels. So I guess I'd say Enigma should do well here, but it's not an overwhelming edge.
Yeah, I'm going to agree with you that. I mean, the Eidolon Harass isn't going to be too significant against Brewmaster. He has a Stout Shield already, so he's not going to be too afraid of it. 6 Tangos and a Salve, a lot of regen. You keep in mind that he can always pick up a point into Drunken Brawler, and suddenly those Eidolons aren't going to be too scary. Now, the other thing that the Eidolon does very well in terms is Last Stand and Denying, which, against a melee hero with a great animation like Brewmaster, that's not going to have too much effect either. So I think Light of Heaven's going to hold lane. Perhaps he's going to fall a little behind in terms of EXP because Calculus could deny creeps overall. But it's not going to be the biggest, swingy lane. The mid lane, though, however, what do you think about this one?
Well, it's a Shrek up against a Queen of Pain. Now, you expect Bamboe to have the better rune control, generally, but, and this is a big but, he's not going to have any backup to check those runes, whereas for not...
Yep.
I mean, this tri-lane can't enter the jungle too far, let alone go all the way over to the rune. That's pretty much suicide against Puppey in your jungle, especially with the Veno there. So there's no backup to check the runes. There's also no wards for either team yet. So I would say Queen of Pain generally has the rune control edge, but maybe not this game. Whereas for Navi, I mean, Chen can go get them, Veno can as well. Dendi also has some great pushing power. I mean, I would say Queen of Pain maybe has a slight edge in this matchup 1v1. Although Queen of Pain's a lot more effective when she's in the side lane, right? Because then Shadow Strike can be used to harass, to sort of chase heroes down. In the mid lane, you can't really do as much of that, especially with the high ground mischance. So I feel it's pretty even because it's mid lane, because Bamboe won't really have the backup. And that's like you said, that's the issue here, is if things go bad for any of these two top lanes, they can't really adjust. I mean, there's nothing Mouz can do to deal with it without just sacrificing this bottom lane.
Well, I think mousesports, you're right, the mid lane is somewhat of a trade-off. Just as the Shadow Strike is not going to be too effective against Leshrac, on the flip side, the Diabolic Edict kill chance, especially against a Blinker, is going to be absolutely low. Unless, Dendi hits some great split earth. against
well,
Bamboe.
It is Bamboe. He can be
Right.
pretty aggressive at times.
He's definitely very aggressive. It would not surprise me if Bamboe died for a kill. Unfortunately, gets hit by the tower too many times. Now, with that said, I feel like Queen of Pain is much better ganker. He could swing down on the bot lane and perhaps set up a couple kills. Leshrac, nothing close. I mean, if he gets a haste rune, then all bets are off. But Queen of Pain, once he hits level 6, he has, in theory, the option to go down a bot lane and basically kill just about everybody with the help of, a fissure, telekinesis. There's enough lockdown that he could punish everybody. On the flip side, Dendi's Leshrac is not going to be as successful as a ganking. Perhaps he's going to go down to join a push, but it's not really going to be a successful gank. So I think on that part, it's going to have advantage going to mousesports.
Yeah, I mean, well, here's the one thing, is Chen could show up mid as well and look for the early push. The Chen creeps to tank the tower, Dendi to do the big damage with Diabolic Edict, so that's another option for Navi, and I guess that's the big overall, so that big broad point we have coming out of this draft, coming out of these early lanes. Navi are the ones with more options. Mouse, sure, they can try and rotate heroes away from this dry lane, but it comes with some pretty big trade-offs. Navi can do so. It comes with some trade-offs, not as much. They have their options because of that jungler, because of the aggressive wards being placed down. Mousesports pretty much have to win. They at least have to win these 2 solo lanes and try and break even, limit the damage on the bottom lane. Well, for anybody who's just tuning in, I am LD. Joining me is Luminous. I just fixed my overlay, so sorry about that, Lumi. I was calling you gods there for a few moments, but it is fixed now. This is game 1 of Mousesports versus Navi. I know, it's a compliment anyway to be compared to someone as illustrious as gods, but
obviously.
This is game 1 of Mousesports versus Navi. It's a best out of 3. Whoever wins this series, they advance to play MTW in the grand finals. MTW will have a 1-game advantage. That series will be a best out of 5, so MTW would need to win 2 games. Whoever wins this series would need to win 3. There's a $1,000 grand prize for whoever takes home the gold medal, the gold trophy, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, we're just waiting here for game 1 to get underway. And well, Lumi, I think it's about that time where I ask you, what did you have for breakfast? Why do you live in an airport? So many burning questions that people out there would love to have answered.
I live in an airport and also in an aviary because there's a whole bunch of birds flying by. I have not had anything for breakfast yet. Oh my god, I'm hungry. But
would have been a good time to get one, but unfortunately,
it might be,
Yeah. As soon as you
get a sandwich.
As soon as you go, the game's gonna pause.
No, probably not. I'm gonna get a sandwich, get a tan, come back, and so it's gonna be paused. I mean, we all know how Dota 2 pauses last. Go read a book and come back, and
Let me say, the players have been pretty good about showing up on time today, so I give them credit for that. After yesterday,
they do what they're supposed to do. Give them credit, yeah.
Yep.
I'm just being cynical.
Well, to be fair, it was pretty early for some of them, but Bamboo was oversleeping and then woke up just in time for that series against MTW. I was telling Mousesports in the pregame lobby that they should really look to have Red Bull or maybe an alarm clock company sponsor them because Bamboo needs some help getting out of bed. I think he overslept yesterday, that's what I was told, and today a little bit late to the show, but made it in the end. So here we are. Also could use a new computer. Bamboe, as you may or may not know, has some issues loading into games at times, and he had them again today, so... I mean, plenty of ways,
Bamboe,
if you want to support sexybamboe, you have your options as a sponsor for how you want to go about doing it.
$75 goes a long way to that alarm clock, or as well as a new PC, because his PC right now is made out of wood, and it doesn't look that quick.
Well, I think, Lumi, I think it only makes sense. If you're going to name yourself after one form of wood, the bamboo, then you might as well, have
all the gear about it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Away we should go into the game.
One thing I want to point out is that Venomancer, by the way, has spent quite a bit of gold in terms of couriers, wards, and whatever else. You can see he purchased a word handed to Puppey. This Puppey, I guess, very greedily has bought a Ring of Basilius as the other support. So ars-art is kind of on the short end of the stick. Now, Junks doesn't mean too much, but for a Venomancer, he's quite squishy. You're gonna exchange the rounds, spells in the get-go, and you're gonna be missing that salve. So look towards Venomancer being out regen or perhaps going down early on because he doesn't have the necessary regen. Looks like the game is gonna be in pause, and we're gonna have some action coming your way.
Well, we hope so, although Navi promptly starts running away from that jungle. Well, the other thing is ars-art won't have much mana, so he's really going to have 2, maybe 3 Gales to work with, thanks to that Ring of Basilius. That will help. And Sing Sing wants to get a ward up. He's not going to be able to do so, and that's another issue here for Mouz. They will be playing in the dark for this lane. Unless Sing Sing can find the opening, but the question is, will he be able to? ars-art as well as Puppey waiting in the wings. Oh, that was close. Great ward there. That's going to block the big camp, but Puppey doesn't really care. He's going to look to do some high ground to low ground jungling here.
Ooh, I think Puppey spotted immediately. 2 people swing by, and Puppey's going to be absolutely trapped. Puppey's going to dominate a creep, but he's going to run out perfect fissure, unfortunately, for Puppey. And he's basically dead at this point. The question is, how much damage will Navi do? And the answer is not enough. First blood gets picked up by Sing Sing. Toss him back. Where's the fissure for 1437? Clarity up. No, you can't clarity through deep poison. Oh, 1437.
Look at the body block. Are you kidding me?
Yeah, nice body blocking by Sing Sing. But 1437, just no follow-up. And I think that was another kill they missed.
Still, they get a first blood on Puppey's Chen. And you got to be happy about that if you're mousesports.
Oh, man, you got a double. That's all I'm saying.
Possibly. Although, like you said, the poison might have been enough.
No, poison.
Well, it's only level 1. Yeah, you're right.
Definitely clear to do
come
that
with
one.
me.
I don't think come with me, though, by the way. Huge trouble. L, nice dodge. But the poison is going to bring him down. Mel, and of course, no, Talon is going to get killed. The Venomans are getting killed. Whole bunch of people are dying. And, well, 3-1 in favor of Mouz.
Well, you gotta say advantage mousesports after that first blood, 3-1. And this is what we talked about. If you dive this mousesports lineup and you don't get the proper initiation, you're gonna take a spill. I mean, they have too much lockdown. And Lumi, look at the levels. Defensive tri-lane, not a single pull accomplished yet. Level 3 on Sing Sing, level 3 on 1437. Come with me, actually the laggard here. Only sit at level 2, but he'll catch up. He'll catch up in good time.
Yeah, I mean, when you're getting 3 kills to your 1, that's completely fine. Naga coming in, just throwing a whole bunch of spells around. I think the de facto build so far has been the Riptide and Ensnare, but look at the Naga Siren. Such an early level of Mirror Image that completely kind of blew my mind. Mirror Image is really nice in a tri-lane situation where you could fan out your illusion a little bit more, allow your Riptide to do more damage, but it's so odd to actually not take up your, your disable, your Ensnare.
It is. Now, I think that was just a situational kind of pickup where he thought maybe he could live if he timed the mirror image perfectly. But the TA splash, I believe that was the side blades. Yeah, 1 cleave through. That got the kill. It almost worked, though. You can disjoint projectile stuns, nukes, all that sort of thing. If you have perfect timing, it's very difficult to pull off. I doubt we'll see him level it up, though. It is certainly possible. And here he goes back for... Even Ensnare, even at level 1, is pretty good. 2-second stun.
Yep.
Disable. You don't have to level it. If you want to, it's pretty effective. But yeah, for the moment, Come With Me is just... I mean, they're doing some... 1437 Sing Sing are trying to kill the Centaur. But they're not really tri-laning. They're kind of roaming around here in the jungle.
For the mid lane here, it seems like Leshrac is outlasting Bamboo like crazy. I love the adjustment here. Dendi going for the lightning build. We don't see this build quite often in the European scene, but like I mentioned earlier, Diabolic Edict on the mid lane is not going to be too effective, and Dendi will use the lightning to push the lane. But big battle on the bottom here. Net misclicks on the Wolf. Puppey, will he be okay? 1437 gets off a perfect fissure, and the Naga Siren with the Riptide KS. Gonna get that kill. Very nicely done.
Are we really seeing Puppey's Chen being shut down this hard? I mean, I don't think I've ever cast a game where he's played Chen and he hasn't, or Enchantress where he hasn't at least broken even. He's just getting completely crushed. And I mean, Lumi, is this that point where maybe you think about not being in that Radiant jungle? I guess he's going to. Tri-lane is abandoned now. Puppey's gonna head up top. And well, I mean, that means Naga's gonna get some farm and levels. Maybe we'll even see pulls happening. I think they have money for the Sentry Wards at this point. And arsart's gonna.
Well, I'm not sure. I'm not sure whether they even need to at this point. You know, we mentioned earlier you need to do pulls to stay even in terms of EXP. They're quite ahead right now because all the kills happening, so they don't even need to do a pull. Net against TA fissure looking for the fissure is 1437. There's the Mel. The question is, do we have Sentry Wards available?
Nope.
Well, nothing. They do see Brown coming in. That's ars-art. I think that perhaps is easy kill. Looks like he's gonna break out, get a sneak hit in, and Dendi with Inviscerin is coming right back. 1437 in big trouble. Turn around. Gale is ars-art, and where's the splitter? There's gonna be a splitter. Lightning's gonna be canceled as well. 1437 gonna be going down for sure. Now this is a problem without having Edict. You can't really push very quickly against the tower, nor do you have a lot of hero killing potential when you're in melee range. So that's why a lot of players don't actually favor the build. But I think this mid lane completely justified.
Yeah, Dendi 23-5, even though he spent a lot of time journeying down to bottom, getting the runes, setting up the gank, he gets 2 kills. Or sorry, only 1 kill, but also a lot of pressure on another hero there. And he's still leading in terms of farm as we look towards mid. Bamboe, only 19 and 5 here, and doesn't have the kill to his name. So, I mean, that's the thing about it, is Dendi's still ahead in terms of farm, and, well, he can help deal with the push coming from Bamboe. I mean, he's not going to have openings mid with the Edict anyway. The wave is never going to be that far in this early on, because Bamboe can spam Spirit of Pain. So I don't mind the build, but you're right, it is a downside. Normally, we see that kill being picked up bottom, the tower takes a bunch of damage. Not going to be the case this game.
Top lane, seems like Enigma perhaps will be expecting a gank coming his way. Puppey smoked up, perhaps waiting for a test of faith mono point. It is quite costly, but they're going to go right in. Unfortunately, Calculus has... No, is going to get out of range. No clapping attempted by Light of Heaven. I think they could have gotten the kill.
And he's got the ult.
Yeah, he's got the ult as well. Although he wouldn't have mana to use both, so perhaps that's the reason why they didn't die for it. The boots on Light of Heaven, no boots on Enigma. He dodged a big one there. Meanwhile, we have ars-art trying to ensnare. Oh, denies on the haste rune.
No, he didn't. He tried it though.
Yeah, Sing Sing picks that one up. Not the biggest loss considering that there's really no one to gank. As I say that though, TA being very aggressive. Did you not see the haste rune being picked up? He's got to be very careful.
Yeah, there's not a lane ward here, and that's something we often see to try and punish these off-lane heroes. Arsart there as well. Arsart, pretty poor, only 150 gold. Sing Sing comes in for a right-click. That's going to be it, though. And I mean, Sing Sing, he's doing well, but he's still only level 4. Good for a tri-lane, not great compared to having that solo experience. And TA is getting the levels. I mean, Havos 24 and 4, he's even finding the farm. I gotta say, to be dual lane against dual or tri-lane, although now it's turned into a dual lane up top, very impressive by Havos to hang on like this. And 1437. Yep. Go ahead.
It's gonna pop his mirror image, gonna turn it around against Havos. Nice meld. Now come with me. It's gonna go right back. Do they have sentry wards? That's a question. I think they're gonna just Riptide kill, or at least try. There's a Riptide. One more is gonna do the job. And now Havos is just thinking, oh god, he's gonna pop the refraction. Would that be enough? There's a Fable, and that would be enough. He's gonna make it out. Unfortunately, ars-art, perhaps not. Couple more right clicks is gonna do the job. Come with me, Naga Siren picks up the kill, and then just realized, I cannot believe I did not realize it until now. The reason that he picked up an early level of mirror image is for that poison. You can actually debuff it as you're splitting open. So I think that perhaps is the adjustment to them.
Well, whatever the reason was, he's now level 6 and he's got the ult. Not too much mana, really does need those arcane boots. That'll help Sing Sing out as well if he picks them up. So we head towards top where Calculus gets caught out. Light of Heaven, still no ult from him, but they get one kill. Maybe thinking about 1437, who has boots and the wand, so he should survive. Bottom lane, they want Havos, but they can't find him. Still no detection here. It's getting to the point where I'm going to call this a blunder. I mean, you should have it by now. If they don't already, they should look to fly it out soon, because these are kills they're missing.
It's not like Sing Sing's really short and go. He's got 700 on a support. I mean, that's pretty good, especially with boots already picked up. Courier's already upgraded. So I don't think there's any excuse for not having it. Bamboo now finally will be setting up his first gank Sonic Wave and, of course, Max Screen of Pain. And here we go. If his target is Light of Heaven, it's a pretty good go. Well, before he pops his Arcane Boots and gets access into his ultimate, then maybe not. Puppey is the other very, very low HP one. Puppey seeing a couple of right clicks on Sonic Wave should do the job. No, Sexybamboe reserving his aggression. Not going to go for it. Very, very surprising.
This is a lot of wasted time here, and in they go to come with me. Bottom lane, Havos looking for the kill, but net going to slow him down. Splinter to follow. Come with me looks to be absolutely dead. Meanwhile, up top, great fissure block, catching off Light of Heaven. Oh, he gets the panda off with 20 health, and the Centaur stopping through him. Bamboe still Lumi. They force out that panda ult in exchange for nothing. A Queen of Pain ult, not a bad trade, but it's bottom lane where Rubik dies too.
Exchange for 2 kills. I'm not sure if it's nothing. Now Dendi with the lightning already maxed puts a single point back to Edict. Spirit no longer needs to be maxed. Of course, Havos survived. I mean, how many close call has Havos been involved in? He's only got 37 creep kills, but he's got phase finished. He's got 1,300 gold in the bank. Havos, I'm not sure where he's finding that pocket gold, but he's got a whole bunch of it. And I mentioned that Dendi perhaps is not going to be as effective in terms of ganks. He's proving me wrong. That's the second gank in a row. 3 kills just from ganks so far. No tower destroy, and again, unfortunately, we're not maxing Edict. But he's outplaying Bamboo in multiple avenues. He's outlasting them. He's out-ganking them.
Right, he even out-levels him, despite leaving that lane so much. This is normally something you don't see. I mean, even if you get a kill or 2, you'll fall behind that enemy solo. You have to get multiple kills and gank at the correct times when the lane is pushed to have this kind of an advantage. That being said, we haven't really seen the full power of Mouz. They haven't gone for that big team fight. They have Black Hole, they have the Naga Sleep, Fissure as well. It's not like Mouz are out of this by any means, it's just impressive that Dendi is pulling this off, but if Mouse decide to group up, go for that team fight, Navi could be in a lot of trouble, especially without the handle down. There's your fissure block. Perfect fissure block. Light of Heaven is absolutely trapped. Where's Puppey to send him back? Marching in. Will it be in time? The black hole and the echo. Oh my god, they really wanted Light of Heaven. And they get him. A costly kill,
They do get him. Well, I mean, they had a couple of times because it was a very lowly level, holy persuasion, so it's going to take a couple of seconds. But hey, a kill's a kill, and I don't believe Echo Slam or Black Hole is going to be used in the next couple of minutes. They will have the time to cool down. Now, the bigger question is Bamboo actually poured up top and wasting a lot of time. And again, he's very, very far off. He's actually going for a Staff of Wizardry. Is this an accepted build?
I think it's
if
a
it is,
staff.
I'm not a big fan of it.
I think it might be a Force Staff to help deal with that TA and the Shrek. I mean, it could be a Necronomicon. There's a lot of...
That's true.
I mean, this item builds into 5 or 6 items. Oh, top lane, though. Calculus eats a Gale. Puppey really wants to kill the TP out, the TP in. And that puts an end to it. But will they be able to stop the push? I think that's the bigger question. And Lumi, this is a pseudo-death ball rolling in top. I think the tower's dead. 1437, kind of get caught out here. He's looking to be in some trouble. Oh, he's looking to be
comes
dead.
in right now, but here's Hopeful's on the backstab. The club will hit on 1437. 1437 goes down eventually, and now Naga, he doesn't have his point into his ultimate just yet, and because of that, well, actually they're going to turn it around a little bit. The refraction shield gets burned off, Net comes in. Who's going to be focusing on the tower? Nice denied by sexybamboe, focusing on a major target in a hectic team fight, and now sexybamboe's going to blink in for a little bit more. Sonic Wave's going to get a kill. Bamboo now down to very low HP, should be fine. Melf here from the...
Still no detection! Still no detection for Election, but there's your Song of the Siren. Will he be sent back through it? He will. Naga actually walks out of range again. I believe that does work anyway, even if he slept, but either way, didn't matter. Naga just used the ult and they walk away. This is not what you want. I mean, you'd like to combo that sleep with something. The tower got denied, and that was really impressive play there by Bambo in such a hectic team fight. Getting it denied, nonetheless, a tower gets knocked down. That means the lane where Navi can pull more. They can look to push or farm there more aggressively if they want. And that also opens up room for Dendi, as well as Chen, to maybe rotate towards mid. And already, Mouse playing 4 5-man Dota. Everybody heading towards mid, now migrating towards bottom. Lumi, they are just all over the map. And Dendi gets a Blink Dagger on Shrek. Wow, that is an aggressive choice.
That definitely is the aggressive choice. He doesn't even have Edict Max yet, nor any points in Pulse Nova. He's going to be blinking in, but it was like, okay, well, I'll blink in and right-click you for now because I don't have the level for the spell, but in any case, he will pick it up eventually. Earlier you were mentioning about the Song Siren and how mousesports should be using it very offensively. I think that just speaks to the power of Song Siren as a spell. Hey, if you want to use it offensively, it's always an option, but you know, sometimes fights just get a little bit messy. You need to get the hell out.
Right.
And that spell is always good for you as well. Such a versatile ultimate, 60-second cooldown in level 16. It's annoying to play against. It's very, very nice to play with, and hey, we see it a lot in pro games.
Well, that's the thing, is early on, it's as bad as a black hole in terms of that cooldown. So this is off the board for, I mean, about 2 minutes now. And that means if Navi want to take a fight, they've got the Panda ult up, they've got their Blink Dagger Leshrac. I mean, this is pretty much prime time here. Black hole is cooling down, but still 40 seconds off. So early on, if you misuse that Song of the Siren, I mean, later in the game, it really doesn't matter because it's only a minute. But at this point, it's down for a while, so Mouse have to be careful here not to overextend. They have 4 heroes grouped up mid. They're pressuring that middle tower. Not sure if they can get it. And one thing that could really turn the tides for Navi, which they don't have yet, Light of Heaven is pretty far behind in terms of farm Lumi. But if he gets the Blink Dagger, then you have some great initiation to help deal with Mouse.
Yeah, Light of Heaven, I think it's doing okay. You got to keep in mind that Navi will always get a pocket of gold, considering that they will be knocking down a couple of towers. Very un-Navi-esque, considering that the Raxus are still standing at this point, right? Humorously, that could be something said, but honestly, I expect at least the bot tower will be destroyed, and I think they are actually looking towards to do that. It's very low. Puppey haven't been tuned too much. The 2 ganks against him early on has really slowed down their play, and he has forced a defensive jungle, not even level 6 at this point. In terms of item, he's got basically nothing. So Puppey not really performing that well as a Chen.
Wait.
And Chen is really a hero that, you know, loses time very quickly.
I believe he actually almost has his mechanism. Looks like that's on the courier coming his way. I suppose it could be Venomancers, but with 24 CS,
no, you're right. You're right.
So I mean, this is just Puppey finding a way, right? I mean, not the best farm, not too many levels. He does need level 6, and even if he gets it, though, the question is, can Puppey position himself properly? It's not going to be easy, and they have enough burst on Mouse, enough initiation. I feel like they can just pick Puppey off. Even if he's got the mech and the heal, they do nothing for your team, so Puppey's got to find that right positioning. Got to play pretty carefully here. If Mouz catch him out, that's going to be a huge number of supportive spells to lose the Holy Persuasion, sending people back, and the double heal.
Yeah, my question is why is Dendi going for the Blink Dagger? I cannot imagine. I mean, it's a great item.
I just feel I feel this is something you get when you're having a controlling kind of start, and you can just look to keep the pressure of dominate from there. But when you're breaking, I mean, they're a bit ahead in terms of gold, a bit ahead in experience, but this is really not an overwhelmingly powerful start. And some of that gold is the tier 1 top. So it's Dendi, it's a bold choice, but it's a boom or bust kind of item, because if you get initiated upon, that Blink Dagger does absolutely nothing for you.
Well, I mean, that's exactly what I said yesterday when he got the Blink Dagger over Force Staff on Tinker. I was like, I mean, isn't Tinker just ultimately more friendly with the Force Staff? And, well, we knew what happened. Wrestle's history with his Tinker play, so don't want to doubt Dendi when he picks up a Blink Dagger on Leshrac. Now, you know, we're kind of saying he's only got 758 HP, but effectively there's a Hand of God that you could depend on, perhaps even a mech. So, you know, he's you know, effectively got about 1,100 HP. So, you know, it's Dendi. We'll just kind of watch and expect something great.
Right, Dendi is probably could buy a Mask of Madness right now and turn that into an Ultra Kill.
Okay, maybe not. Maybe not that.
Well, I still, you know, the Blink Dagger, it's not that it's a bad choice, but this is an item that has a lot of big risks involved with it, whereas the Force Staff, the early HP going towards the BKB, it has some good rewards, but much less downside. The Blink Dagger could have huge upside, but can also backfire horribly. So we'll have to see if Dendi can actually find the openings. Well, on the score,
the key thing to mention.
Yeah,
sorry,
go ahead.
The key thing to mention here is that he's not even going for stats. Normally, you get +8 stats because you're skipping lightning here. He's getting that too, so he's as squishy as you can get.
Right.
With a one of the most risky items you could get. I think we have expounded that point to death, but just want to point that one out.
Well, we'll have to see. You know, we'll have to see how that one plays out. But Lumi, who do you actually favor here? As we look towards mousesports and Navi, in terms of the gold experience lead, it does go the way of Navi. Although, like I said, not an overwhelming edge in that regard. Mousesports had that big team fight, that big wombo combo. I don't want to say Navi are behind, but I feel like Mouz has really weathered the early game storm, and only losing one tower, maybe the bottom will go down. That would kind of hurt them. But I feel like Mouz is in a pretty good spot here, considering how dangerous things looked on their behalf at the start of this game.
Very interesting you think that. I think the complete opposite. I was like, oh, Navi has to weather the early game storm.
I could see that too. I mean, I could see that other point of view.
We expected the tri lane for Navi to do pretty well. They didn't, right? So they fell behind in that. We expected Queen of Pain to have a slight edge over Leshrac. That went completely the opposite way. And we expect Enigma to do pretty well in that top lane to shut down Light of Heaven. That didn't happen either. So the laning went to Navi pretty much handily. The kills are only down by 1. They're doing okay in terms of towers, but I really think once the triple Blink Dagger is online, and Leshrac being one of them, the Templar Assassin being another, and Brewmaster being the last, when the Brewmaster blinks and claps and what is the answer for the Radiant? Sound the Siren as an escape mechanism? I guess that's it. And that's going to be very annoying to deal with. But the chasing power of the Dire Squad is just absolutely insane. Trap coming in from afar, blinking to follow. Leshrac blinking in for even more stunnage. It's going to be annoying to deal with whenever that Song of Siren is not available. And God forbid, if comewithme gets a little bit out of position, it gets picked off, his entire team can't really run, aside from Queen of Pain, I suppose.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe that's the thought process here with Dendi. That if you get massive Blink Daggers, you have such a mobile lineup, you can try and find those pickoffs, find the weaknesses in the defense of Mouz, and avoid those big 5v5 team fights. Because even with the Chen having a relatively good mech timing, and the ultimate, which should be coming pretty soon for Puppey, still, I mean, the team fight, you have to give the edge to Mouz. Just so much lockdown, so much disable. If a team fight goes perfectly for both teams, Mouz are going to win that fight. Just because they have so many disables, so many AoE spells. So I feel like it makes sense. You know, Navi, this way they can try and avoid the team fights and just look for those smaller scale engagements. And that's where Templar Assassin really excels. We have barely talked at all about Havos playing this, but he's almost got the blink, he's got phase boots up. And if it ever turns into kind of a smaller scale fight where you're not going to bring down the refractions quickly, man, he could do some big damage.
Well, TA is one of those heroes. Like if you don't focus her, like LD says, she's gonna kill just about everybody. But the second you look at her, she becomes somewhat ineffective, as you will. She's very squishy refraction charger. Now, I think this game might be a little bit different, considering that she has a Chen as well as a Hannah God mech and all that stuff to back her up. So she's gonna do a little bit more work. But if mousesports really want to kill Havos, they definitely can.
Yeah, if you
especially
kill
with the Shadow Strike, you know, removing parts of the refraction charges too.
Yeah, if you go to kill him though, that means Dendi as well as the Panda not being focused. That could be a problem. So that's the one thing Navi have going for them, I think, more than anything else, is they do have 3 heroes that are threatening in their own right. The Shrek, Templar, and the Panda. You can't really ignore any of these. Now, the Shrek is squishy. Templar can be very squishy if you focus her. Only really refraction to keep her alive. But if you don't kill off at least 2 of these 3 heroes pretty quickly, can be a hard fight. That's for sure. So, well, we've had a very long pause. Apparently 1437 has been having some PC problems. For anybody just tuning in, guys, this is a good time for me to remind that this is the Premier League Masters. I am LD. He is Luminous of dotacommentaries.com. And if you want to check out any information about the tournament, the organization that's actually organizing it, go on ahead to, let me just bring the page up for you, the Premier Leagues pages. So facebook.com/the Premier Leagues with an S at the end. You can follow them, like them there, keep up to date on when their events are going live, when matches are starting, VODs, all that sort of stuff. Or go to the TPL website, which is the premierleague.eu. And it looks like we should be ready to unpause. 1437 has reconnected, so we hop back into the game. But yeah, definitely check those sites out if you want to support the TPL. Find some more information about the event. Again, this is game 1 of Mouse vs. Navi, although this pause has been long enough. It almost feels like we're in the 2nd or the 3rd game. But we reset ourselves, we refocus, as do the players. 13 minutes in, 7-6, still anybody's game to win or to lose. And he's still loading.
So a couple key points for me, for Navi for the next couple of minutes is for Chen to get a couple more levels. He's going to hit level 6 right now, but you really want to max that. Holy Persuasion, maxing Test of Faith is not bad at all. You need the Brewmaster to pick up the Panda, so he's walking in right now, gets picked up. Can you burst him down? Chain stun, but not going to be enough. Echo, but he's going to pop off his ultimate at low HP for the 2nd time this game, and the chase goes the other way. Calculus stunned up, half HP. Nerve's going to bring him down. No, Lightning with a little bit extra damage, and that's the power of that Brewmaster, even without the blink.
Bamboe wants to go, and Dendi is out of mana. Bamboe with the scream, gets 1, gets 2. Oh, actually, Sing Sing steals both, but the double kill in exchange for a Brewmaster and only an Enigma dead. Havos gets the bottom tower. So there's your trade-off for Navi, but with that Panda ult down, Navi have to be very careful. They cannot teamfight without it. And they'll try to spread the map. They'll try and prevent Mouse from getting this push. But will they be able to? Sing Sing, no edict for him this time around. Big dive onto Puppey. Look at the right clicks from Bamboe. There's the hand of God. Puppey actually kind of missed micro here for a second, but the blink in, the scream, it will be enough. Sing Sing gets another kill. Bamboe out of mana. Lumi, oh no, he's gonna go down. Overextends, but gets the Chen. Arsart picks up a kill, and the blink in. Havos has joined the fight. Sing Sing, I believe he stole refraction. No, it was a miss uphill that did it. He gets away.
Oh man, he was going for the side blade kill. He wanted to pull a Ferrari against the Brood, but unfortunately he missed uphill. That was kind of the most anticlimactic thing. But important thing for Navi is to defend the
come with me. Oh no, he gets caught out top. He tried to TP out after a net, but just not enough. One more tower shot. There's your blink in. Dendi, the blink dagger being put to great use there. Gets the kill, and Lumi, he's level 11 now. He is really having a good time. He's leading the scoreboard in terms of that farm. I believe he's also leading in terms of levels. No, tied with Bamboe, but really making his presence felt here. 2, 1, and 3 already.
Yeah, CS not looking too good, especially for a solo mid, but his presence all over the map is absolutely insane. Still sitting at that 800 HP. But I guess, hey, if you don't get hit, you know, don't have to worry about HP. It doesn't matter if you're at 2,000 or 20.
Oh, Calculus. Right around the Rosie here with Havos. Gets caught up. He ate a meld, but the Malefice, the TP out. Will it be a time of meld and 2 right clicks? No, the 3rd Malefice stun does the trick. Meanwhile, Dendi dies. And, well, we see the Blink Dagger. Not going to help you if you get caught out. Bamboe strikes back.
Yeah, blink in with the immediate poison, and suddenly you can't really do too much, or Scream of Pain and then poison, Sonic way to follow up. And we talked about the 800 HP, it's not too high, so... meanwhile, one thing to point out is that Sing Sing is getting a lot of EXP. I know you love a Rubik that gets farm and experience. Well, he's getting half of it. He's also buying a lot of wards. Perhaps he's going to get himself a 4-staff. That's really his I want to say core item. He really needs a Force Staff to be effective. But back on the mid lane, at mid tower, it's going to go down to a couple of feet right click, and he denied attempts. Well, ars-art attempted, but not going to be enough.
Oh, 1437 though, gets caught out, goes for the TP. There's Come With Me, saving the day at TP out. Oh, I talked about the offensive utility, you talked about the defensive capabilities, and man, do they make it work there. But Sing Sing steals something, isn't the trap? It is, needs to drop one and run, not gonna be in time. Sing Sing gets him, and now arsart, maybe the next target here, is gonna live with that Hand of God, and Bamboe will be forced back, steals a DD. And I think that should be the end of it. One more blink in. Havos really wants this kill. Blink cools down, blinks up to the neutrals, and Bamboe should live. Mousesports just so hard to actually pick these heroes off. So many defensive spells.
Yeah, I mean, earlier we were saying if Navi gets to force the enemy to run, whether it's, you know, just off a great initiation or a Panda ultimate, it's going to be almost impossible to run from this. This is traps, scales, Splitter to follow up, Blink, Panda, Collapse. They have so much stuff to chase so effectively. And Radiant, aside from the Queen of Pain, everybody can escape. Rubik without the Force Staff just yet. Enigma without Force Staff or any kind of tanky item. Shaker, it's just an immobile cow. So Mouz, I mean, if they don't win the team fight from the get-go, which again is difficult for them to win against the Brewmaster, they're going to be on a retreat, and a retreat plan that's not going to be too effective against Navi.
Well, I mean, it's the Naga Siren ult, though. That's where they can look to have the retreat.
That's the retreat, yeah.
But, like we were talking about, the cooldown, as great as it is at level 16, it's pretty long right now. They still have a minute and a half to go. Still, Navi seems content not to really apply too much pressure here. They're farming, and I guess the question is, what are those next big items, objectives that Navi have in mind? When are we going to see them turn it up? Because, I mean, are they? I feel like late game Mouse should have this, but maybe you disagree.
I disagree. Well, maybe in late game, yes. But Navi in the mid game, they are dominating. I think the item that they are waiting for is the Brewmaster Blink. It really completes that triumvirate, or that Bermuda Triangle of Death Blink Daggers, because
Love the
once Live have
man.
mixed that one up, just 150 go away. And they could, you know, just try to take the mid tower, take aggressive Roshan fights. And one thing to speak about is that the Dire team has so much Roshan sight capabilities. We're talking about the Venomous rewards, we're talking about the traps. They will see absolutely everywhere.
Oh, bottom lane!
Solo kill, perfect play here from Havos. And that's going to give them Roshan should they choose to actually go in for it.
Well, Lumi, there was no ult, and that means you can't really deal with that TA. Can't run, can't fight. Havos just chops him to bits, and Mithril Hammer up, not far off the Desolator or the BKB. I'm guessing it will be a Deso, because there's a lot of ways to deal with that BKB in this game. The Black Hole, the net in particular. I mean, this is an off-lane TA who is in a tri-lane, a dual lane up against the tri-lane at times, and Havos still finding the farm. I mean, it's not great farm for a hero that generally needs a decent amount, but considering his start, considering the lane, I'm pretty impressed by Havos' play.
Yeah, same here. ars-art already has an earn finish, so you can see that the supports are just getting items here and there, and they're very, very being effective. Meanwhile, if you compare the support of farm, Earthshaker's got Arcane, that's it. Sing Sing's got Arcane, that's it. So they're actually falling behind that department as well, and it reflects on the go graph.
It's not
so
as
right
bad
now, I
as
feel
it
with
could
Blink
be.
Dagger picked up, it's Navi's game, and let's see how they're gonna pressure or just keep on farming with that advantage.
You know, you talk about the supports items, and actually, I look towards Enigma, and I feel he's the one who's the farthest behind. Offlane Enigma against the Panda 1v1, he's got nothing. Just power treads, and I clicked on the wrong here there, as well as the soul ring. Or 20 minutes.
There's a vid booster. There's a vid booster on the courier. I'm not sure if that's his.
Maybe that's his.
Yeah.
It's still not much farm though.
Yeah, definitely not.
Oh, here they go. Havos and Dendi, bottom lane. The Bash Bros looking for 1437. Will they find him? Havos gets the scent. Nope, just gonna cross path or narrowly miss each other there. But Dendi with the big instincts and the backstab looking towards him. Top tower gets pushed. That goes down. Where's the trade for Navi? Big smoke. Wow, all of a sudden Navi with huge attempts for aggression all over the map. 2 trying to gank bottom, 3 smoked up mid. But they get nothing so far. Will they even find anything? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah, Mouz, very, very good map awareness, retreating when necessary. But I think they're going to have to take a fight because Navi, sooner or later, is going to start choosing the siege towers or fight them over Roshan spots. And that's when, really, Navi have the advantage, again, with the 3 blinks. And here we go. I think Navi is looking for that tier 2 to slowly working down those wards. Or excuse me, working along. Oh, those are Sing Sing's wards. I was like, why the hell they're attacking their own wards? but the team fight is breaking on the back kind of things, as Bamboo is going to force a TP from Dendi. And that should actually slow them down a little bit. Meanwhile, look at comewithme on the top lane, using illusion to pull away the creeps, working on his tower. Great movement here from the Radiant squad.
And he's gonna TP out. Navi, a lot of time wasted, no real objectives claimed for them. mousesports buying time to get the farm, get the items up. Calculus 1.7k if he wants a blink, which I think might be the next choice. Judging by the fact he's not spending anything, he is not far off. And Sing Sing, you said Force Staff would be the item of choice. If he wants it, 1700 gold. Is anybody going to build a mech on this team? I mean, it's getting to be late to buy one, all the mech's always still decent. So I guess maybe it'll be Enigma. We'll have to see. For the moment, really not that many support or utility items on Mouse. That's the one thing they're really lacking here right now. And in we go, potentially big initiation. Blinking by Light of Heaven, the ult gets used. Calculus will be the target. He will get focused down. And meanwhile, it's Havos with the huge right click. Echo Slam, great Echo, but there goes the Chen mech, killing everyone back up. The blink away from Bamboo. Where was that Song of the Siren, Lumi? It wasn't there. Come with me was bottom.
Yeah. And comewithme can't be expected to be with the team the whole time, right? I mean, he's got to get his farm somewhere as well. So, like, completely expected. Navi blinks in with a couple of daggers, and there's just wipes. And now free Roshan for them. And it's only going to add to the Navi advantage.
Well, I'm curious to see who will get this, Dendi or Havos, the two likely candidates. Dendi kind of squishy, so I'd maybe consider him. Leshrac really does benefit from that Aegis. We see some creeps coming in trying to do a little ratchet, but Navi cleans those up. They're going to get this Roshan, and there's just, well, Bamboo is thinking about trying to ninja that one, but Lumen, he might peg. No, he should be okay. What is comewithme going to buy here? Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Havos knowing Bamboo's game, Bamboo notorious for things like blinking and suicidally stealing that Aegis and putting a show for us. Havos says, yeah, maybe not today. And blinks out and making sure that Bamboo's nowhere nearby. Leshrac did end up picking up the Aegis.
Well, that means he can use his entire mana pool, die, come back to life, and do it all over again. So, a great candidate to have that Aegis. Now, what will Dendi go for here? Looks like it could be an Aghanim's, could go back for the BKB. I mean, I think BKB is still a decent choice just to deal with all the nukes coming your way. Not really for the magic immunity, in terms of avoiding the disables, because those are going to hit you anyway. The black hole, the net can go through that. But to avoid the nuke burst coming for the Queen of Pain, the Earthshaker, even the Rubik, I think it would be a decent choice. We'll have to see. It's Dendi, so a Force Staff. You know, any sort of creative item would not surprise me. That's not that creative, but more mobility, more aggression. That's normally Dendi's preference. But this game it would be a bold choice.
Bloodstone's always an option as well, considering that the Arcane Boots could be disassembled to that. And,
right.
You know, he's pretty close if that's what he wants. I mean, Hex is always a good choice, although if you're going to go Point Booster first, that's very, very unlikely. Sometimes player would just go Point Booster and then back to like a BKB, like LD mentioned. Just want a Point Booster for HP mana, and Leshrac definitely needs it. But with Invisibron popped right now, he's hunting for blood. And he sees Earthshaker as well as his friend plumped up on the mid.
Blink Dagger up on Calculus, and... well... is he gonna be able to... nope, and the Dendi will back off. Thought he might engage there. I gotta say, although Navi seem to have a little bit better map control, they're ahead in terms of farm and experience. They're really not pushing the advantage that hard. They seem a little more deliberate this game. They take a fight, they get Roshan, but we don't see them rushing for a tier 2. I feel that next line of items is what they're waiting for. Havos, maybe the Desolator up now. Yeah, he has it. I mean, the triple Blink Daggers. Puppey with 3.3k. Oh, come with me. Oh, the DD up. Will he be able to escape? Just barely. That's a sign of things to come, perhaps. Havos doing a lot of damage there.
A little bit of mechanics on the Psyblade. Psyblade spills damage based on the... oh, I'll talk about it later as Sing Sing gets murdered completely. I mean, might be able to pick one up and he tossed him to stun, but it was not enough. Psyblade is, you know, if you're doing a lot of damage to the first unit you hit, the damage in the back will suffer accordingly as well. So if you actually use your right clicks against a illusion who's taking what 300% damage,
right?
About everything behind directly just dies.
Right, it's like Hunka's Cleave. It ignores that armor of the units behind it. So here we go. Blake by Havos wants somebody, but they have all the disables, and Havos maybe caught out here. No man's in. There's your Song of the Siren. Calculus looking for the black hole. Arcane Boots to bring him back up. They need Light of Heaven, or this black hole won't amount to anything. The ult not being cancelled for a while, and I don't think they have the burst, Lumi. In comes the blink. Echo. Light of Heaven still at 1200 HP. There's no way they're stopping this. And this is a horrible overextension by Mouz at their own tier 2. Dendi taking damage. He's got the Aegis. Monster kill for Havost. The tower even his way. That's a lot of money. 2k gold into his bank account. And they're not done yet. Come with me. Gonna be the next to fall here. Navi just routing mousesports utterly. Bamboe comes in. Bamboe blinks out. Will Navi get Rex right now? Maybe they're just gonna go for the tier 2? Light of Heaven caught a bit out here. He might go down.
Yeah, I think they're gonna be fine here. Nice steal spells for Sing Sing, but it's just not gonna be enough. Navi actually fairly low in terms of HP. I thought they're gonna get at least a tier 3 tower, but they have to go back and heal for now. But that team fight, you're absolutely right. The Song of Siren was supposed to be cancelled a little bit earlier. You do have the option to cancel the Song of Siren, correct?
Yes. Now, originally the way the spell worked is it just lasts a certain amount of time, but since the remake, you turn it on and you turn it off at will. Even if he got it off at the right time, though, I mean, Bamboe wasn't, for whatever reason, he just wasn't there in time, so I don't think it would have mattered too much, to be honest.
Yeah, it was missing a Sonic Wave, and that perhaps would have been enough, but the mech and the Hand of God was absolutely the key. I think the team fight right now, I know Brewmaster is very scary, I know TA is scary, but you just gotta kill a Chen from the get-go, because he does so much. Like, if you don't kill him, you're not killing anybody else. Kind of a Shadow Demon-esque.
And he's also, he is the easiest to kill in the sense that he's very squishy. Necro Book up on him. Big items all around. And in they go for Come With Me. No Song of the Siren. But he dodges the Gale. Will it matter? Doesn't look like it. He will go down. And there's the Blink Dagger for you. It does give them this extra mobility to dive all over the map. And I love this choice by ars-art. He's going for a Veil of Discord. With this Navi lineup, there's no pipe. There's no mech even. That's going to be absolutely devastating.
Yeah, even, like, let's suppose that it's Venomancer plus 4 other physical right-click. Sometimes it's still worth it. So you see Dendi perhaps in a little bit of trouble. Its Blink Dagger should be coming up in just a bit. They're actually blinking very aggressively. No TP scrum from Dendi. He's signing himself to a Death Warrant.
But
that was a little bit odd.
But Havost is getting the tier 2 top, so there's your trade for Navi. Even when Dendi gets called out, it requires a bunch of heroes. And Havost is filthy rich. Crystal is up, not far off that Daedalus. And I don't think Mouz have an answer for that damage.
Yeah, this is where TAs is its best, where you don't have to spend your gold to get things like BKB, because your teammates are backing up accordingly, because, you know, they're not focusing, whatever the reason is. TAs at her best if you could keep buying pure right-click damage items all the freaking time. And that's exactly what we see from Havost, playing rather well, and his team is deserving a lot of that credit as well.
Yeah, ever so close. And so the big items for Navi, I mentioned, I mentioned the Necronomicon level 1 on the Chen. I mentioned the Daedalus coming soon for the Templar. There's a point boost in Light of Heaven. But, oh, there we go. Havost gets caught out. Will it matter, though? This is like catching a lion or something and not having a track. Oh, Havost, four illusions surround him. He will go in this. Finally brought down. Huge kill there for Mouz, but I mean, we see how scary Havost is. That requires 4 heroes. It's a 1-on-5, and even then, he drops down Calculus to about 300 health. 1 or 2 more right clicks, and he was dead.
Yeah, and again, God forbid, if he right-clicks one of those illusions and spills side blades,
oh yeah,
you might see like a Kunga splash, right? And then everybody behind it dies. It's definitely very, very scary.
Yeah, they take double damage, so again, it's something to keep in mind. We might see a WoW Dota-esque, Dota Cinema-esque, whatever your favorite producer is, that kind of a play in this game. Bottom lane, Dendi has the Aghanim Scepter up. Now he's got looks like an Ogre Club, so going for the BKB here. And I mean, Dendi was squishy before. He certainly is not now. 1,600 health on him. He can be in the front lines, and oh, it's looking. I feel like Mouz have such a great team fight, but they're not getting their openings to use it. And at this point, I don't even know if they have the burst to deal with. Oh, they smoke on top of a TA trap, Lumi. I believe that was spotted.
That was immediate ping from Brown right afterwards. And you're absolutely right, they don't have enough burst. We saw the combo earlier on Song of Siren, so your Black Hole, Blink Echo, and the Sonic Wave wasn't there, although I don't think it would have made a difference. So they're lacking right now because of the EXP deficit they're suffering. Shaker's only 11. What's Queen of Pain? Queen of Pain not even 16 just yet. That's how far. We're 30 minutes with the Queen of Pain. Generally, you expect her to be 20 at this point. And here we go, Navi, despite the enemy team being smoked up, they want to take this fight. They're actually all together. By the way, ars-art, not with his team just yet, but here we go. Black Hole just on 1. That's not the Black Hole you're looking for. Then he blinks right in, but does cancel it. Huge ultimate being dropped. A Sonic Wave on top of everyone. And looks like Havo's going to get the focus. Will he be okay? He's absolutely fine. Dendi is okay as well. The Post Nova doing all the work. Cyclone against Sing Sing, and Sing Sing with the Pulse Nova trying to do a little bit of his action, but it's not going to be enough.
Oh,
and now
boy.
the entire team gets wiped.
You know, Mouse, they built the team fight lineup, Lumi, and they just wanted to find a team fight, but that was not the team fight they hoped for. You can also see from Calculus's point of view, just the frustration as well as sort of the desperation of every fight. He doesn't even get a black hole, or if he does, it's not a great one. Just feeling like he had to get a flake. I'm just busy blabbering, and Havost is busy owning here. DD up, and man, that could have killed him at just about full health. He kills him with about 100.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
Man, Havost is doing mad amount of work right now, and Daedalus recipe is purchasable at this point. He has to go for it. And this is the effect of Urn. I think it's one of the less deserving item, less attention item that we see in pro games. Urn does so much for you. Instead of popping a mech for 250 HP heal on your carry, which doesn't mean anything, you earn them back up, and suddenly Havost is very healthy fighting positioning again.
Well, Navi have the lead. They are on the Dire, which means Roshan may be what they're waiting for. They've knocked down every outer tower, so after this Roshan, if they get it, assuming they do, and by the way, they can bring it down really quickly with TA's minus armor, as well as her damage. I mean, after that, the next objective is the base. I will say, going high ground against Mouse's lineup could be difficult, but an Aegis on a TA or even a Leshrac might help answer any of those concerns.
I mean, Dire always has the option to just pop that Panda ultimate and send all three of those Panda right at the racks. And they do quite a bit of damage.
Right.
So,
and you can't really run in against those because then you lose the
right. Daedalus picked up here on Templar Assassin. It seems like Radiant just don't care about the Roshan at this point. I know it hasn't spawned yet, but it's doing it right about now.
Right. This is where you start placing your wards and getting positioned.
Right. Mouse is just gonna give it up without even a fight.
Yeah, we can tell because there are 4 heroes up top, and again, it's up again. Navi not moving towards it just yet, but here they go. Puppey and Arsart. They're gonna probably do some D-warding. Actually, maybe trying to get this middle lane pushed out. Even somebody in the Necro book here. Necro 3 picked up, by the way. Puppey not having the best start early, but now he's pretty rich. And Bamboe, that's not your base! Oh no! Couple of heroes smoked up. There's the BKB on Dendi. Kind of locking 1437 down, and that means no Blink, no Echo, no Fissure. He goes down. And Navi, will they even bother with Roshan? With Earthshaker dead, I mean, it's only 40 seconds. But if they want to try and push right now, they could. More likely, though, they will head towards Roshan. Oh, and Bo's hunting Bamboe! One more right click, and I believe he's going to have him.
Please no, he says. Oh no, the Blink season right now. He's going to TP out just fine. Another Blink and a TP. And, well, both guessed wrong.
Bamboe, though, you feel his pain right now. Normally, Queen of Pain is the one blinking around setting up these kills, but not against TAs. He's running for his life.
Unfortunately, we have a kind of TA trap on the upper corner of the map, and Navi decides to push without him. Double tornado. Didn't even try.
Sing steals a Wildkin here, and immediately Puppey steals it back. That was like a half-second reaction. Well, that's not really the spell you want at this point.
Gods and I had a very pointless, interesting banter yesterday. If a Chen and a Rubik keep stealing each other's,
gets more health. Yeah, I heard that.
Gets more health.
This
one, you could go Roche with that one. That one.
This one is up to 1800 instead of 1250. I mean, it's getting pretty big. 7 armor as well. Now they don't have that built-in resistance against spells that heroes do. But nonetheless, in comes Mouse. They're smoked up. They might get the jump here, Lumi. Finally, the opening they've been hoping for. No! Dendi blinks onto 1437 again! Locking him down. Probably pick him up. There you go. Light of Heaven thrown up in the air. Has that Panda ult. Calculus gets caught out. And once again, Mouse are trying to force a fight where they just can't get the right initiation. Oh, it feels like they're sort of falling apart here. 3 heroes dead. More maybe to follow. Either way, that is a Roshan going the way of Navi after this is all said and done. The blink out. Bamboe's gonna live with a, what is that, 200 health? Is he gonna live? He is.
He is, but it doesn't matter. It might be a paired victory. He may live, but everybody else has died. And Navi is just up to them to finish this game right now whenever they want. To be honest, I believe the game is fully in their hands.
Oh, they have the big item advantage. Even, although you could argue Naga is a better late game carry than maybe a TA, she does have illusions to work with and some great team play potential. It doesn't really matter the way this game is going. The item progression for this TA just sick. 14,000 gold lead. Pretty big experience lead. I mean, at this point that number doesn't mean a whole lot, but even if we just look at the actual levels on the heroes, level 20 TA, 19 with Shrek, 18 Panda. The highest level here is a Mouse, barely 16. That being the Naga and the Queen of Pain. Navi are ahead in every department. Items, gold, map control, Roshan advantage. And they're going to push it now. Looking to go mid, looking to go high ground.
Yep, and this time Templar has the Aegis, so not exactly too squishy. We'll come back. Dendi doesn't need the Aegis anymore because the BKB is just doing a lot of work. Notice how Dendi's been focusing the Shaker every single time. If Navi ever has a chance of losing a team fight, it's a Shaker providing a whole bunch of AoE damage as well as a lockdown. But Dendi with a BKB just goes right at him, so good distinction by Dendi. The only thing that's going to beat them is that Shaker.
Yeah, and it's just, he's never going to get the opening right now, or at least it doesn't seem that way. Maybe he'll surprise us. It helps to be in the base. That's where maybe you can get that position and get the good fissure off. Panda ult is up. I mean, they have everything they want. There's your sleep to start things off. Where's the black hole going to come from? Looks like they want Puppey and Light of Heaven. Again, a little bit late, but Dendi blinks into it. Oh no, that could be bad. Huge AoE from Mouz. 1, 2, they knock down 2, but still there's an Aegis up him both. And Dendi still alive, the big damage dealers, and in they go. Bamboe gets another kill in the backlines. That's 3 dead. Now we're going to be forced back. There's your Wombo combo, Lumi. We're finally seeing it. Oh, Havost wanted to kill him, Bamboe. Not going to find it. Still has the Aegis. Really would like to not die here. Then they can reset, reload, and go back in. And I think he's going to escape.
Yeah. I mean, that was a pretty nice combo. But again, the difference between killing the Chen in the get-go and not killing him. Removing the mech, removing the Hand of God, and suddenly everybody's effectively a lot squishier. Bamboe still looking for more. BKB TP from Dendi? No, just a regular TP. Bamboe. Oh, the fissure! Just a second too late. Oh my god, that was close. Killing Melbug? It's a visual bug, I assume. I don't think.
I don't think this happens in game. I have not seen it, but at least from our end, yeah, it looks like he's melded, guys. But I assume he's not actually melded.
I mean, he's seen, I assume, yeah.
It'd be a pretty big bug if he wasn't. But either way,
yeah.
We'll find out soon enough. That's going to be real trouble for Mouz. Then you need a gem, and even then he still gets the Midas Armor every attack. So I think it's just visual glitch, though.
No, they have Necro 3, so it's okay. Yeah, Bamboo.
That's true.
Every Necro 3 rush, and he's getting his second item in the game, and Bamboo is quite poor. Yule Scepter is going to be his choice. Alright.
Yeah, a little bit of utility, something to, you know, maybe throw that Leshrac or the TA up in the air, focus the rest of the team. I like that type of thinking. It's just like you said, the item progression is so lacking for a solo mid Queen of Pain. One of the best flash farmers in the game, and Ruby, look at the creep score, 150. Compare that to all the big farmers on Navi, or even that Naga has been getting a lot of farm on Come With Me. Bamboo is just really far behind.
I don't fault Bamboo too much. I mean, his team gave him the job to go around, distract people, make sure the rest of our guys get farm.
Right. Oh yeah, I'm not blaming him for it, but it means
so in
that
a sense, I mean,
help as
you
much.
can even say that he's even got 150 CS doing all of that. So it depends on how you actually look at it. Here we go. The tower's just gonna get sieged. Dendi walks right in because he does not care. Pops a BKB. He gets netted. He's losing HP very rapidly. The Siren gets cast. He needs to cancel perhaps. But come with me now in big trouble. Oh, he's gonna be dying to pulse level. It was not canceled. Now Sonic Wave gets 1 kill. Blink Echo against Puppey. Puppey being out of position a second time in a row. Will he cast off his spells? No, he does not. And here comes the Panda Ultimate Bamboo, losing HP rapidly. Cyclone up in the air. Can she blink out? Yes, that's a blink out. But the focus goes on the Rax. This Rax can't blink out, and the Rax is going to be going down. There's a glyph. Buyback from 1437 coming in. No, the BKB up and huge crits. Oh no. The Rax goes down, and everybody on full retreat.
Oh, is this the last Panda? No, it's not. Okay, he's going to get away. That's unfortunate. I mean, Lumi, that was a perfect defense. They didn't have the black hole. Did they have... They had their Son of the Siren, and we saw it there, but that's... I mean, that could be either the upside or the downside. It doesn't go through BKB, so... I mean, in that case, you try and isolate the Leshrac, but they just didn't have the burst damage. If they had Black Hole, I feel like Mouz could have completely wiped Navi there, but without it, Navi gets a Rex, they lose a couple of heroes, but they'll be back in time. There's no Panda ult, and there's no Hand of God, so maybe, just maybe, Mouz can push the issue right now. As well as the Aegis,
well,
that went down too.
You're gonna get the tier 2, that's for sure. But there's a glyph, on high ground. I think Navi will hold, trying to defend. Nice cute combo, blinking with send back, but Puppey's positioning this game a little bit suspect, but he doesn't pay for it this time. Still has a mech. There's a glyph being forced out here. Song of the Siren. All right, you can't right-click buildings coming because they're invulnerable when you're Song
he
of
doesn't
Siren.
have a TP. He was planning to TP out there, but he couldn't. Oh no. Come With Me gets
Wow.
caught out. Doesn't have buyback
That's a
either.
huge blunder from Come With Me. That wasn't, you know, echo into Blink, but that was a carry dying, so.
And no buyback dead for 70 seconds. Lumi, they might lose another lane of racks because of this. Now, there is a black hole again. Maybe, just maybe, they'll find the opening, but we haven't seen many good black holes this game. Navi have so many ways to catch out that Enigma. They're at least going to get a range Rex here. We'll have to see. Do they rotate? I don't see why not.
I don't see why not either. Yeah, they're so strong. They want bot. Alright, bot it is. Here we go. The focus goes on the tower. Here comes the minus armor queen. Templar Assassin just doing so much work at this point.
And look at Dendi, just zoning the back. Actually not going to get the big splash. He might. Gets one kill. Now turning on the Bamboo. This is all just distraction. The Rex are being focused while it happens, but we'll have to see. Can he get the Fountain Camp kills? No crits for Havost. He should be backing up momentarily. Blink back in. Queen of Pain ult. Actually, they're not really bringing down. I thought they were bringing down quicker. He gets the kill. Oh, Havost, you animal. And now they turn their attention to it. I thought that fight was over. And then Havost is like, okay,
Yeah.
I want another kill.
No, Queen of Pain blinked in. Havost blocked it with a refraction. And just 1,000 damage crit.
Well, mousesports, it felt like they had a chance at times, but Navi, despite not really picking an ultra late game team fight lineup, I mean, they just make it work. They didn't have a good start. Puppey really shut down hard. Wasn't enough. Maybe Mouse can come back for this, but it's going to be almost impossible to do so. The both, there's your crit once again. TA is such a pleasure to cast, I must say, and now Come With Me. Just getting focused. Drunken Brawlers and Hayes going to make it very hard to kill Light of Heaven, but he's going to try. No Panda. Oh, Puppey, where's the sendback? No sendback. Man mode for Light of Heaven here. Fighting to Come With Me. One-on-one, and he will go down. Will go down. Finally go. So much dodge chance between the Hayes and the Brawler. But now Mouse, their only hope is to try and 5 mid, maybe get a Rax of their own. TA has buyback, so that's not going to work. I mean, Mouse are completely out of this, right? I don't see any way for them to come back.
No, Mouse is, I mean, there's one thing about keeping the game interesting for the viewers, but no, Mouse is pretty much out of it. Unless Navi just, like, makes 8 blunders in a row,
Right.
which I don't see them playing. This is a best of 3. Sing quickly letting everybody know.
It is a best out of 3, so no matter what happens, no matter how long this game takes, no matter who wins, we will be coming back to you with at least one more game from this series, possibly 2. I feel like with mousesports, it didn't quite work out, but there was definitely some signs of the potential. I mean, we saw a few mistakes with the Naga ultimate, the black hole not being perfectly chained up. And, I mean, if they can just get that timing better with whatever heroes they go for, I feel like they could have won a couple of these fights, and, well, maybe would have had a better chance at this game.
I agree. I think Mousesport fully capable of being Navi on a good day, but that means Mousesport is not making any mistake. They're playing great. And that's not what we saw this game. I mean, they played decent, but it wasn't enough.
Right, I mean, to be clear, that's not that they played horribly, but, you know, decent or even above average, you gotta bring your A game versus Navi, and especially if Navi is not using any stand-ins, play with their full lineup. Picking, I mean, it was a little bit unorthodox lineup, but especially that tri-lane bottom, but still picking a lot of potent heroes they know how to use. Especially giving away Puppey's Chen. I think this, you mentioned his position wasn't the best, but he still finds a way to get the towers,
Yep.
to get the levels. He still has a big impact, even when it's a bad game, or even when it's an off game. We don't really see teams give away Chen too often in Navi, and I think we're seeing why today.
Yeah, Navi's gonna just take it slow. Very, very Navi-esque. They're gonna just wait for the third Roshan. Here comes the entire Mousesport squad. They want to take a fight up top. I think this is more of a Hail Mary push. The 2 lanes of racks are still down. I don't think Navi's even gonna let them. They're gonna just go straight into the base.
Oh, another DD for Havost, who's going for a double Daedalus, has another Crystalus up. Now you cannot get 2 crits on 1 attack, but they will have a stack with diminishing return, so overall higher chance of getting a crit, plus a lot of damage here. Either way, he's circling around. With this DD, he can one-shot pretty much anybody. Maybe it'll be Come With Me. The stun, the blink in. No, he's not getting the crits now. He's getting locked down. He has the BKB. Probably going to need to use it. He does. Blink in by Light of Heaven. The sleep comes out. Doesn't get the Panda ult up, but on to 1437. Havost will go. Gets the kill. The net hold him in place. The sleep will end. Come With Me gets the kill. Still, the push is deep in their base. And back Come With Me goes down. Dendi diving deep. 2 dead in exchange for TA. Not a bad trade, I have to say, but Bamboo, oh, really caught out of position here. I think he might go down. Yes, he will. The black hole.
Big black hole is live, but it's gonna get canceled very quickly. As I say, the no cancel, but it's just a black hole that doesn't do any When a tree falls in the forest and no one's around to hear it, does it make a sound? that was that black hole, man.
I'll tell you what does make a sound is these towers dying. It's loud
Yes,
and
that makes a
painful
big
if you're a mouse fan, but down they will go. We're headed to game 2, ladies and gentlemen. As soon as the throne dies, maybe a couple more spams here by Sing Sing. Wants to steal something good. 4-step in. Really wants Puppey. Sing Sing gets some big plays. Now going on to ars-art. Steals only the wards. Wanted the Gale or the Nova. Really get him in time. Doesn't look like it. Throne's dropping fast. There's your fissure. Ars-art. 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 Ars-art gonna live. And Light of Heaven just... No! Sing Sing zaps him up. Echo Slam. A lot of creeps killed there. And the Throne's still holding on stubbornly, I have to say. Stubbornly as hell.
I just want to point out Sing Sing's score. He was playing as a support Rubik, but look at him, 11, 7, and 9. Look at his items. Well, I know we're getting a lot of trash kills here, if you will, but for the most part, I mean,
well,
he can't really shame his support Rubik. He's been supporting very well, I think.
He's been very involved. No, it's again like it's not even this game. Actually, he's had a much better time than the other game where he played support Rubik, and that game he was shut down really hard. I mean, he hasn't been shut down. I feel like Rubik he's a kind of hero where if you get that quick level 6, you can snowball real hard. Set up a couple of kills, especially Saint Saint. He's one of the better, if not the best, Rubik players. At least in terms of like players I've seen a lot of personally. I've seen a lot of Sing Sing's Rubik. I've been very impressed overall by him. But I mean, he still makes an impact. It's just not as big as it might be if he's solo. I'm still a big fan of him going solo, in case that's not clear. But, I mean, nonetheless, you can't really argue with what he's done. I also want to point out, we never really got to discuss it, Lumi, but Come With Me went for a really late Radiance on Naga. I think he got it like 28, 29, 30 minutes. It never came up in the conversation, but that late of a Radiance is not going to do a whole lot for your team.
Well, a silver lining on that is it's very, very good for pushing and counter pushing against bigger creeps. That's a thing. It burns down refraction charges quite quickly. That's also a thing. But yeah, I mean, aside from that, you want it to be finished as soon as possible, and that's not what we saw.
Well, it says Radiant victory, ladies and gentlemen, but that is wrong. It is in fact a dire victory going the way of Navi. This is a best out of 3, and we'll be headed into Game 2 momentarily. I am LD, he is Luminous. You're watching the Premier League Masters, and if you missed any of the previous games, you can catch them on this very same twitch.tv channel. But for now, that's going to do it for Game 1. Game 2 coming your way soon. This is LD and Luminous, signing off.